What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of From the Logo Podcast. Myself, Hayes, joined by ZZ, and also the only man more sick at watching Miami Heat basketball than Tracy Morgan. Gifted's in the building as well.
Rest up, Tracy. Rest up.
What an introduction, man. Hey, prayers up for him because that was bad, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely prayers up, man.
Yeah.
Making light of a serious situation. Hope Tracy Morgan is doing all right. Fellas, we are a little bit preempted today by the PCL, so we're only gonna be here for an hour, a little bit less than an hour and a half usually. And I feel like we got a really good topic we can get into the meat of, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the PCL. Golden State Warriors. Now, this is probably a bad time to bring this up. We came up with this topic yesterday after they got beat by the Nuggets yesterday without, what was it, Jokic, no Jamal Murray.
Jokic and Murray, bro.
Yeah. Christian Braun, I think, was out of that game as well.
Yep.
It was a 20. It was so weird because Russ, I was rooting for him, obviously, because he was chasing a triple-double, get that triple-double. But that nigga shot 28% from the field. We could not hit a shot last night. I was like, what is happening right now? But whatever.
Yeah, it was definitely an old school Russ performance. That reminds me of those seasons he was averaging a triple-double. He was definitely hunting for that, but glad he got it. But I want to start off talking about the Golden State Warriors, man. They've been one of the hottest teams. I think this is only their second loss since the Jimmy Butler trade. Somebody correct me on that one.
Yes,
but they've been on an absolute tear. And while they're still only the 6th seed right now in the Western Conference, they're one of the teams that I feel like, depending on how seeding works, right? Because if I'm the Golden State Warriors, I want Houston in the first round. I want to try to avoid Denver. I want Houston in the first round. If that happens, I think that the Golden State Warriors can make a nice run here in the playoffs where they've been playing with Jimmy. We know that Steph has had magical playoff runs before. Jimmy's had magical playoff runs. If you can get both those guys even operating at 75 to 80% of their former playoff runs, this team could be dangerous. Kyle Kuzma as well, but playing okay since his return, things like that. Like, how do you guys view this Golden State Warriors team, and do you think they can be a legitimate threat to disrupt the Western Conference playoffs?
Did you say Kyle Kuzma?
I said Kyle Kuzma. Kaminga, Jonathan Kaminga. Kyle Kuzma's on my. I just got into a conversation about Kyle Kuzma. Jonathan Kaminga, my bad.
You good. But but yeah, I look at bro. Me and Gifted talked about it last week and the week before. We said, the Jimmy acquisition was great. They pulled off they're 14-2 with Jimmy right now. And me and Gifted were talking about it. Like, we want to see what this offense looks like with Kaminga. How well is he going to adapt? And I believe in his first game back, bro had like 16. And it was an efficient 16. Obviously, he's on a minutes restriction. But in that time, when you're looking at what he brings to the offense, it's exactly what he was bringing earlier on in the year. He's putting up a career high year from points per game standards. So Jonathan Kaminga has flowed right back into the offense, it seems. He's been a help on the glass. He's been a help on the defense. And another thing I want to talk about with the defense, Jimmy Butler, bro. Now, Steph isn't playing tonight, right? It's a back-to-back. He tired and shit. I get it. This is the time, Gifted, where I want to see.
Hold on real quick. Hold on, because now I'm finna have to cook up. Don't make me go. First of all, Rich Base, I said that if they to pick their opponent, you fucking dumbass. Don't you come in here getting in your goddamn feelings, acting like a little bitch because somebody mentioned your team because you getting in your damn feelings. Watch yourself, my boy. This ain't the panel, man. Watch yourself, okay? Like, you're not gonna come left over no dumb shit all because somebody mentioned a team that you a fan of, and I didn't even say nothing disrespectful about them. Watch yourself, you big dummy. All right, we already got to deal with the fact that your mama didn't raise you enough and didn't discipline you. Don't come here because your daddy didn't love you. I ain't got time to give you the attention from grown men. Watch yourself. All right,
we ain't got to do all that though.
No, we got to. Because we gonna set the tone very early. Don't come here with no stupid shit. Don't come up here disrespecting nobody on this panel. Get yourself together. You can disagree. Don't come disrespectfully.
You know how Iron Man said, "We have a Hulk, we have a Hayes." That's you know what I'm saying. But anyway, the Warriors. Back to what I was saying about Jimmy Butler and his daggone defense. When you think about the Golden State Warriors and offensively, what they need for their offense to hit at efficient and elite levels, right, over the years. When you look at them, over the years, they have had guys that have done what they need to do in terms of their own roles. When you look at how they won in 2022, right, and this is why I was screaming this in 2019. The Warriors, they didn't need Kevin Durant to win titles. They needed Kevin Durant to guarantee the win titles, damn sure. But if you think about it, right, They needed somebody in his place. They won a championship with Harrison Barnes at the small forward position and Iguodala that was playing his role and led to him winning Finals MVP. And then Andrew Wiggins, when he came there in the 2022 Finals, his responsibility was to guard the best player on the other team and to get rebounds and to score on occasion. He couldn't shoot for shit before he got to the Warriors. But then when he lead the Warriors go to Miami, now that's a over 2.5 threes a game type player right there that you can put a parlay down on. We made that out of Andrew Wiggins in less than 5 years. So I say all that to say, Jimmy Butler is the type of player where you can look at him and say, does he fit the Kevin Durant role where he can get a bucket for himself? Yes. Does he fit the Andre Iguodala role where not only can he defend at a high level, but he can play make within the offense because he's a smart ass player, just like Draymond Green, right? He fits that description. And then you ask yourself, even in the games that he's played so far, he hasn't had too many over 20 plus point games, but over 6 rebounds, over 7 assists, like those type of games, those Draymond-esque games he's been having, and he's been feasting just playing in this offense. So like Hayes said, you take a player like Jimmy Butler, who is known for exploding in the playoffs, which is why I said gifted tonight, no Steph Curry. I don't need no 18 points, Jimmy. I need 25 plus. Literally, I put that in a parlay. Don't play with me.
You're cooked.
So
Bad for you.
So look, I say that to say, right? This team is dangerous, like Hayes said. This team is very dangerous. I need them to be healthy. Jonathan Kuminga coming back is a huge plus. Podziemski is the emergence of Podziemski on the defensive end this season has been most credited to Jimmy Butler getting there, because just talking to him, letting him know, okay, you can get charges, that's cool, but press up a little bit. No, go crash that glass, right? Don't let him get past you. Let him go, make him go left, whatever. You can see him picking up and teaching things along the way to the youngsters. So this is just, honestly, this is just a W move, like all the way around. This move has just paid off greatly for this team. Postseason, like Hayes said, let him get the right seed. Hey, Rich, no disrespect to Houston, but massive disrespect to Houston because they ain't seeing the Warriors in the first round series.
So as someone that's watched every dribble of this team for the majority of the season, seeing how mediocre to downright awful we were before the trade to now, I've been saying this, man. Our roster has flaws still. We're winning a lot of these games. Our flow looked a lot better. We're entering a important stretch where now that Kuminga is back, figuring out the magic in terms of how to make it work with his minutes, whose minutes are going to get cut. Like those rotations are going to give Steve Kerr issues because before it was very simple. Had to play Guy Santos, had to play post, and we get these guys going. I think the problem that's going to run into the Warriors now is managing those with a healthy Kuminga. Kerr has shown at many different times that he favors defense over offense, which is why Kevon Looney is in a lineup with Draymond Green, Gary Payton, and Kuminga last night. That's a lineup I saw. Jonathan Kuminga, Kevon Looney, Gary Payton II, and Jimmy Butler at times, or Draymond. Now, let me ask everyone up here this, right? Is that a good offensive lineup in the slightest?
Oh.
How much non-shooting is present in that lineup?
Is there any shooting present in that lineup? That's the question.
Steph.
Yes, yeah, Steph. Yeah. Other than Steph, that's it.
That's it. But like that's my biggest problem, right? Because what's happened, and this is sad to say, but I stood on business. I told y'all before the season started, Buddy Hield, I don't like him. I think he's a fake player. I think there's a lot of things about him where, he's averaging 21 on 50-50 splits. Gifted, you were wrong. Ha ha he he. I'm like, it's October. Let's wait until February. Come talk to me. Now I'm seeing people. Yeah, and now these same fans who were hyping that fake shit up at the beginning now are saying, oh my God, his defense is bad. No, stand on it, accept it, because that's who he is as a player. He's inconsistent. So the funny part in me saying that, though, Hayes, is Quentin Post is a player that normally Steve Kerr doesn't play the first year. A player like Quentin Post normally would not see the floor for Steve Kerr, but because of the injuries, he got an opportunity and he shined in that opportunity. Where we're at a point now where Quentin Post is dead as the second best shooter on his team. And the fact that I can say that, but that same big I'm talking about, Hayes, played 8 minutes. He played 8 minutes. So Looney is getting more minutes than him. When at this point, Looney has been such a terrorist offensive player. There's times where I feel like I'm legit watching CNN when he's on the floor. It's bad. It's bad. It's it is really, really awful. So for him to like only play him like I feel like it's completely irresponsible because the ceiling of this team, we don't have good bigs. So if you're not gonna play post at least 10 minutes in the playoffs or in higher leverage games, you're shooting yourself in the foot because you're robbing yourself of an efficient offense. And even though he's a bad defender, I've seen him play better defense in his last 10 games. He's looked good.
Right.
So to me, there is no reason.
The thing about Post is still acclimating to the game, right? Like
exactly.
Like he's not the most talented defender. Nobody's going to call him that. But even as somebody who's a slower big, you could still learn how to use your size to not be as much of a liability defensively, even in fast breaks and things like that. So Quentin, he's learning it, but I do agree with you. Like there is that concern: is Steve Kerr going to play him in the playoffs?
Yeah, and like I should not be having that concern when that's your only option. Because if you're playing Kevon Looney, Trace has not even cracked the rotation. So that tells me that he's going to probably lean with a lot of Draymond at 5 in the playoffs. And to me, like that isn't a sustainable method to having real success if you cannot trust Post. My whole point is you trusted him to this point. We have been 14-1 before this game last night with Jimmy Butler in the lineup, and Post has played well in pretty much every single game. And I'm not asking for 30 minutes. He's playing like 18 to maybe 22 or 23. It's been the perfect split. All I'm asking for is that 8 minutes for a guy who legitimately, Hayes, I'm not bullshitting you. If you look at the numbers, is legitimately like when he shoots the ball, I feel like it's going in. When Buddy Hield, listen, this is going to sound so disrespectful. When Buddy Hield touched the ball, the first thing I say is in my head, please find a adult. I swear to God. Find a adult on the basketball floor because I do not trust you with this ball in your hands. So to not be like emphasizing that when we don't have many like offensive spacers in a season of this magnitude, to me is malpractice. Steve Kerr cannot be doing that.
So I want to address the Quentin Post remarks because I agree 100%. I'm wondering, Gifted, why he didn't play him sooner in the season alone, because I was raving about Quentin Post in summer league. I was just like, dude, like this is a guy that is literally the perfect center for the Golden State Warriors. You want a center that can rebound. He's tall enough to do that and can shoot off the pick and fade like butter. I mean, genuinely butter from the corner, from the left wing, from the everywhere, bro. It's just, and then not to mention the fact, Gifted, like you said, it's not that you're asking him to play 30 minutes. Steve Kerr has an issue with giving players like a little bit of freedom and then them exceeding his expectation. And then it's almost like he is offended that you have exceeded his expectation. So now let's limit your ass. Let's bring you back to reality. No, Moses Moody was a good player when you put him in, Steve. The fans telling you to put Moses Moody in for the last year and a half is not just by coincidence. And then naturally, when he's in, he's giving you – the Warriors have a better record, I think, with Moses Moody this year than Jimmy Butler. With Moses Moody in the starting lineup, rather. So there's just multiple different ways that I look at this Warriors team and I say, okay, how can we like really maximize the offensive capabilities?
Oh, ZZ, apologies, but now I have to crash out. So to James Steiny in the chat, let me talk to you quick, James. It sounds like you're a Denver Nuggets fan. I want to give you props. Your team played some really good defense. Aaron Gordon had 38 points. We all know how sustainable that's going to be. I want to tell you this right now. If you're laughing at my team for not being a real contender, I have bad news for you. The MVP of the league, how did the defense for Denver look last night when he wasn't playing? So I would actually tell you that Denver is still a respectable team. For sure they are, 100%. Yeah. But in terms of their spacing and their problems and their inconsistencies, we're in the same boat. You just have a much higher floor, and we made our trade for Jimmy at the halfway point of the season. You guys have not had that for the entire year, and Jokic is still an MVP caliber player at a high level, you know, who's way younger than that. He's not 37 years old having to deal with what he has to. So I don't want you to like victory lap that shit because you know your team has flaws. Jalen Pickett, are we believing in that?
Yeah, and hold on, get let me chime in because look, I tried not to, but damn it. I know damn well.
And you haven't been watching. You just haven't been watching.
To me, Gifted, Hayes, and the American public about anything regarding your team playing a trash team, your team lost to a trash. Jokic put up his career high.
And you lost to the Wizards.
The worst team in the league.
Yeah, you just lost to the Wizards.
Lost to the Wizards. And that's the whole thing, like in basketball, when people are like, you just lost to such and such team. How can you talk? You can find a bad loss for
It
every
happens.
team in the league. Every team, even the OKC Thunder have bad losses. Like, come on, man,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
And
Like,
I'm not making no excuses again. Like, I give credit where credit is due. We did not look good last night, but guess what? I've been saying that since Kuminga came back because our games have been a lot closer. I already said there was going to be an adjustment period to figuring out the process. We lost. That's tough, but that doesn't outweigh how much better of a team we've looked since the trade. Objectively, we've looked like one of the better teams in basketball. Now, how that scales up to a more intense playoff series is yet to be seen, but I'm honest about my team. So I just ask that you also be honest about your team while you're trying to come at me. And for someone in the chat to say, Gifted, please come out here and actually show me your face, I can tell you don't watch this shit because I have my camera on every day. Every day. Every day. And I guarantee you wouldn't want to debate me. I know that. But I'm going to leave that alone.
It's so much tension today, but I love it because it's the PCL.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so I feel like everybody's just on edge regardless. But look, his camera ain't working, nigga. Leave him alone. All right.
That's it.
I love this. You shall now refer to him as Mr. Hoops. Thank you very much.
Mr. Hoops is hilarious.
Mr. Hoops.
I like
so
that.
when you look at the Golden State Warriors, I know I said that the matchup that I think favors them is Houston, not just because of, again, because I'm saying Houston is terrible, but I do think that if you're looking at any team, every other team is veteran, right? Like if you're looking at any kind of thing, I love the fact that how that matches up old versus younger teams. And then also, like, you have two really good coaches going off against each other. I like Denver's owned the Golden State Warriors. No offense, Gifted, for a while.
Absolutely.
Right? Like
Yeah,
you got to look at that's a matchup you're trying to actively avoid in the first round.
Yeah,
and I don't think anybody wants to face the OKC Thunder in the first round at all.
No,
like, that's crazy.
Honestly, look, if we talk about own, Steph ain't had no issues with the Thunder in the last 3 years in terms of matchups. You look at the matchups the last 3 years. It didn't matter how good the Thunder were compared to the Warriors. When they saw when they saw Steph,
it was up.
That thing has and Hayes, look, I'm with you 100% of the way. Like, I'm not trying to act like the Warriors and the Thunder are on the same level. I will say this: there are those playoff series where if you just got the best player, or that one player can just turn up because he knows how to manipulate your team. That's all we've seen, or what I've noticed from the Warriors and Thunder, like regular season games. The Warriors in the regular season series this year, they did the same thing last year. But in those games, you just see a different side of Steph. Like, it's like no matter how good of the defense the Thunder were the previous 3 weeks, Steph run off 38 because he just can't. Like, it's weird. I don't know. But to your point, the Thunder, don't nobody want to see them. But I would be interested to see 10 years almost later a Thunder Warriors playoff series. I will say.
I'm not to say that I won't be interested in the matchup. I don't see that going the Warriors' way at all. But
I respect that.
I'm not picking
because we don't know what bigs we can trust.
Over,
right.
Right.
Like I have no problem to take, because for me, like, I have respected OKC for a long time now. I kept saying last year there were adjustments that needed to be made, and they came back even better. They're literally 12 games better than the second seed in the NBA right now. Like, that's where they are. So I understand in the play, like, and in our matchup this year, to be fair to OKC, they haven't been healthy, but guess what? We've also not been healthy as well in those matchups. I just think the point that he is trying to say is the way that Steph is able to draw attention with Jimmy Butler against high-level teams, and the bigger difference is Shea, a lot of people say he is a foul baiter, which is fine, but we all know Shea can just flat out get buckets. I think that's, right. I think that's dumb. But what matters to me, though, is when Shea is getting to the free throw line and really applying that pressure, we have another guy who can do that. We didn't have that before to, like, break up the game if Steph isn't having a good game. In fact, a large part of why the game last night was close, Steph was having a very shitty-ass game last night. But what Jimmy Butler was doing in the third quarter to make it close to actually give us a chance is what I'm envisioning in a series like that. But I think that Hayes' point, definitely, if you can get Houston, you go for Houston. And it's not like to shit on their team, but they're young. They have a very bad offense. And to me, that is just a winnable series compared to what my outcomes are. It's not personal. It's just facts.
Yeah, I feel you.
OKC ain't winning. Oh, you can put.
Oh, wait, my bad.
OKC ain't winning the West. I don't believe in their shooters this year. I mean, that's the Achilles heel about OKC, right?
question.
Like you do worry about them as they get into the playoff. That is a fair statement, like because shooting is their thing, right? I think this year they've shown a way better ability, even on nights where their shots not falling, you still find a way to win basketball games. But it does change when you get into the playoffs, and that is if you're looking at anything to exploit against the OKC Thunder, force them to be 3-point shooters. And hope that they're not going to make them. That's still the game plan last year. That's still technically the game plan this year. But if Chet and Hartenstein are both healthy, I don't know how successful that's going to be as it was.
They're
going to be very good, man.
What makes the Thunder very interesting to me, and to be honest, it's why I think that they're the deepest team in the league. Like all year long, Shea has had to deal with Chet hasn't played more than 25 games this year. Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso haven't played more than 50 games this year. So when you look at that and you factor in the fact that Shea is leading the league in scoring, they're 12 games better than the second seed, and they've been asked to call upon those dogs that we see in the post-game interview so many times, even in the game against the Celtics. Like, yeah, the Celtics shot too many damn threes, but when do they not? Usually they hit a good amount, enough to be able to win a basketball game. But in that game, there was no Jalen Williams, there was Chet, but there was no J-Dub, right? And then, like y'all both just alluded to, and Rich did as well with his comment, in the playoffs, how much can you rely on SGA's offense in terms of offensive production through scoring? How much can you rely on that to get you through a postseason series? You're going to need Chet's 17 and 8 rebounds and 3.5 blocks. You're going to need J-Dub's 8, 20 and 5 and 4. You're going to need like Alex Caruso to be a threat from deep, possibly Lou Dort for damn sure, Cason Wallace to be knocking down outside jumper. You're going to need all of that. And so that is a question that I have is, with last year in the postseason with them flaming out to the Mavericks, would you say that they've hit that point this year where that maturation has happened, that playoff experience where they know, okay, look, we're going to have to really be on our shit in order to withstand a 7-game series? It's not like football or the play-in where it's one game. Like a team can figure you out real quick in a 7-game series. So my question to y'all is there another team that if you're an OKC Thunder fan that you may not want to see based off the simple fact that they might just figure you out?
That's a great question. Gift, I'll let you take that one first.
That's a really good question.
Because I honestly, like, if you're the OKC Thunder, any team that you just absolutely don't want to see because you're worried they can figure you out.
Honestly, I'm gonna throw a wild one out there, and this is.
I think I know which one you're gonna say too.
The Lakers.
Oh, that's not a team.
The Lakers.
Really?
Because here's the common denominator. Here's the common denominator. That Oklahoma City Thunder team last year, despite being like 2.5 games better than like the Nuggets and splitting that, they had a pretty good defense, right? They were young, right? Once we got into the postseason, I remember thinking, okay, this is a team that I expect to see in the conference finals. But then they run up against Luka and Kyrie, a duo that they just simply did not have an answer for, right? Luka, who's hobbled, still was being Luka in that series. So now you have Luka with LeBron James, a healthy LeBron, a healthy Braun, and a healthy Luka. And these are two of the greatest offensive minds in the game today, right? And you have LeBron, who is notorious for figuring out teams. Like just figuring out, okay, what makes them so great? This. Okay, so what if we attack them from this angle? I remember the Houston Rockets with Russ. I will never forget. That team has survived a 7-game series with Chris Paul's Thunder in the first round, right? They went small ball because it was working and shit. Remember Dame in the bubble when it was working, and then they ran up against LeBron, and then it didn't, and LeBron and the Lakers didn't really work no more. Like the LeBron said, okay, the Rockets, they run a small ball. Let's leave Russ wide open. We don't give a fuck. And then let's ask him to join our team next year. You know what I'm saying? Like they literally he just figured it out. So you take the Lakers, this Lakers team, and I will give a lot of credit to him. Austin Reeves is a solid third option. He's been a solid. Yeah,
you know
what I'm saying.
Here's the thing, and not to say that I disagree with you, but I just want to throw this out here. Since the All-Star break, the Lakers are giving up almost 17 points off fast break, which is in the bottom half of the league. They're also giving up almost 17 points off second chance points, which is the bottom half of the league. with the size and the athleticism that the OKC Thunder have, I don't know if I'm as worried. You raise a great point, right? I want to be clear. You raise a great point, but I think that where the Lakers right now have been weak at so far from what we've seen since Luka has joined them, I can see the Thunder taking advantage of that. But you do raise a very interesting question.
Word.
So for me, the team that I would raise, I have a hard problem saying LA because I'm not sure of LeBron's status and how he'll look in the playoffs. I also think that we've seen how Luka has looked for a lot of the season, even though he's playing better now. I think both of them are slight compromise, and also just think that their roster isn't really constructed to give them that much of a boost. Their defense has been very, very good. But I just feel like in a full series with what OKC can throw at them defensively and also just how many weak links they have, I think they are a prime team for them to really pick them apart. The team that I'm looking at that I still feel like would not be necessarily the toughest of challenges, but I do think factually the matchup will be fun, will be Minnesota. I like the way Minnesota has been playing. I still think they have flaws as a team. I do, but in terms of the wing presences and the size, I think that's a pretty good distribution of talent and size with them. I'd still pick OKC for the series, but I think if you're asking me in terms of teams in the Western Conference, that's the team that I'm really, really looking at.
Okay, I like that pick.
Yeah.
Let me flip this question real quick because I think this is an interesting conversation. For all the teams that are right now slated to have home court advantage the first round of the playoffs, so that would be Cleveland, Boston, New York, Milwaukee in the East, OKC, Houston, Denver, and Lakers in the West. Of those teams that are going to have home court advantage in the opening playoff round, which one do you think has the greatest chance of being upset?
The Rockets, by far.
Say those names again. I'm sorry.
Cleveland, Boston, New York, Milwaukee in the East, OKC, Houston, Denver, Lakers in the West.
I say New York.
Okay. Oh, I like that. But here's the thing. I said out of the teams that you just listed, I said Houston first just because let's just get them out of here. But New York, I like that. I was gonna say Milwaukee second, but mainly because with Milwaukee, nobody talks about how they literally just turned their entire season around from starting off. They were at the bottom of the conference at one point this season. So all of that is great, but the fact that they're going to have to rely on not just Dame and Giannis, of course, and Giannis's help, Taurean Prince, Gary Trent Jr., Bobby Portis, Brooke Lopez, the team sounds on paper cool, great. And they've been relatively rolling in the context of where they started, where they were in early December and late November from where they are right now. But I think that team for sure can get upset easily. I mean, we saw it with Jimmy the last time they were in the playoffs, but they would have won. So shit.
I say the Knicks mainly because the minute output for the team has been a problem all season long, really since he's been a coach there with Tibbs. We know that. But the reason why that matters more to me now is because Brunson's not playing. I don't think he's going to be coming back until either super late into the season or in the playoffs natively, and I just don't like how that bodes. Also, Cat, as good of an offensive player as he's been this year, the defensive issues still are a problem. He's still fouling a whole lot. He hasn't really shown me much growth in that overall area. And the collective shooting from the Knicks still has not really been very impressive. Also, the Knicks are struggling to beat teams that are above 500. And I think if they have to play, the wrong matchup in the postseason, it could really get scary for them pretty quickly.
I'm just going to say it right now.
They would surprise me.
The Eastern Conference Finals is going to be Cleveland and Boston.
I feel like it should be.
Yeah.
And I say that confidently. And the only reason I say it confidently is because Boston, the only three teams in the league that have under 20 losses or less, the Thunder, the Cavs, and the Celtics.
It's those three teams. Yeah.
So even though the Cavs and the Thunder have having phenomenal years, Boston's look, we're the defending champions, and we've been the only other consistent ball club this year. So that wraps up the Eastern Conference for me right there. Milwaukee, I can't see them beating Boston or Cleveland this year. Cleveland's been incredible, but Boston's the standard. Cleveland's been the standard this year, and then everybody else is just following suit. Like Gifted said about the Knicks, like that. I saw that record. They haven't. When have they beaten an above 500 team this year? Like
they've been like 10 and 12, I believe.
Okay, 10 and 12. Okay, yeah. So like even still, like it's just they're not. It's something about this Knicks team, and I don't know if it's health. I don't know if it's the right pieces. I don't know. Like I don't know. I just don't know what it is about this Knicks team. But I don't feel as confident as I did even last year. And we love Mikal Bridges, but it's just some ain't hitting. And I think that they really lost Isaiah Hartenstein. That blow.
They could have used him a lot, man. Yeah,
significant.
He would be like a way better fit to me than
Mitch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So even and then now you're gonna have to. I mean, Cat's been balling. I give Cat, all the credit in the world, but the nigga still can't play defense in the paint. Like, I'm sorry, you're not,
bro. It's just how much they attack. Like I've been watching film back, and it's like even when he's playing good defense, they just attack him so much, and there's no help. Like I have been seeing Mikal Bridges be 50-50 on defense all year long, where there's many times where he's just dying on the screen, not really impacting the play. Josh Hart's shooting has gotten worse this overall season. And most of their games come down to, can Jalen Brunson bail us out? Can Karl Anthony Towns bail us out? And they have in most respects, but I've also seen games where even though Jalen Brunson has been clutch, all this and all that, they can still target both of them on defense. You have two weak links on defense, number one. And then number two, when you put bigger bodies and wings on Brunson, it's proven in the regular season and the playoffs, he struggles. It's not the same effectiveness as it is during the regular season. So those are my biggest problems with the Knicks. And I just feel like if they run into the wrong matchup with that, they can lose in the first round.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. There's always going to be at least one upset, especially in the Eastern Conference. Those that one team in the Eastern Conference that just goes on some type of run that you don't expect. As long as it's not the Bulls, I'm all good. Please, God.
Because you don't want them to be in the play.
Bro.
Hey, listen. Shout out Trey Jones. He stepped up as soon as Josh Giddey went out. We eating good, chat. We eating good. Mata Batales, late season bloom. Hey, chat. I'm here.
I'm
here for these Bulls games.
Hey, listen, Bulls games have been fun to watch. I won't deny. Like,
very fun to watch
because they actually have been competitive. But it's like now this is what you
right
do.
Now at this moment we need to pick
you right. Yeah. All right, baby.
Yeah.
You get 5 wins in 6 weeks, and then now all of a sudden you want to win 4 games in a row.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing.
Now they feeling fancy.
Yeah. Like anyway, my trauma is my trauma. Y'all ready to talk about the PCL, man?
Oh, definitely. So listen, I got a lot of shit to say. All right, so I don't even know where to start. Okay, because so much shit happened. Okay, I watched day one. I'm gonna quickly recap day one. Day one was some bullshit. A lot of new people came up there, not matching energy. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Some of the choices in these debates are boggling my head. The one guy that had the OKC sweatshirt on did not choose Chet as his big to defend. That was just that's one of the worst debate rounds I've seen in quite some time. You're a OKC fan. The option to choose Chet is there. You pivot to something else. Also, seeing multiple debaters not use all of their time to actually debate was criminal. Is it not criminal? Like, and I'm seeing people just straight up lie. Like, bro, someone was arguing Trae Young versus Cade and was saying Trae Young plays defense and he actually gets steals, and the steals are why they use defense as the reasoning to why he's better than Cade. Basically, is what I saw. So it looked like some flat out rookie shit. But then I watched day two. And Hayes, I gotta start with you, man. Your matchup, what was so funny to me about MTL, because first off, that little fake beef shit y'all going on was funny. But in the third rounds, no bullshit. I watched every second. I was pausing so much. When you started talking, the way this man took his right hand and put it on his chin and let you cook, when we are allowed to talk back and forth against each other, and your ass slick, because what you did is you brought out the talented podcasting ability that you did, and you ate up all the space. So it was like 20 seconds left. He couldn't get no points off to really rebuttal you, and you won every round. Okay, that shit was crazy. It was uncalled for. But what killed me, and Hayes, I gotta ask you this, please. When it came down to choosing the second best shooter, why did none of you pick Anthony Edwards?
Because honestly, here's my logic behind not picking Anthony Edwards. Because it was the best shooter. It wasn't just the best shooter this season. It's the best shooter overall in the NBA, other than Steph. We couldn't pick Steph. And there's more, and I wanted to rely on his. I honestly was hoping that he picked Anthony Edwards because I was going to kill him. That's why part of my debate was built around how Malik Beasley, long he's been doing this in the different roles, because we really have 1 year of him shooting volume 3-pointers at this rate. So it was strategic for me why I didn't pick Anthony Edwards.
But even with that, like Malik Beasley, you had Kevin Durant. Yeah, but bro,
from I actually fuck with the Malik Beasley pick. Yeah. I like the Malik Beasley pick.
Listen. It's not just how effective you are at shooting. Because again, if we're gonna bring in overall player history, we see Malik Beasley in other stops not be as good. Like it's also about like the type of shot you're taking.
He didn't shoot 40%, bro. Only one stop he didn't shoot 40%.
Well, no, I hear that, but like, are you saying Malik Beasley to you is like a more reliable shooter than Kevin Durant? Like you wouldn't say that.
As a 3-point shooter, yes, I would. At this point right now, I would say he's a more reliable 3-point shooter than Kevin Durant.
I would also say that.
But I feel like a lot of that is this season.
Like the only reason I'm saying that Gifted is because in certain instances it's easier to say it based off of like Hayes said, just role. Like his role in Detroit as a catch and shooter for Detroit.
Yeah,
he excelling in over 40%. Was he 42%? Hey,
no, I hear all of that. I watch him every night, but my problem is like when you compare it to a player like Anthony Edwards. Right. Anthony Edwards' shots are always going to be more important than Beasley's because he has the focal point of the defense on him. So his shots are way more difficult. And to me, like that factors into the shooting.
But that's what I factored in. That's why in the second round I talked about contested. There's nobody in the league right now taking more contested 3-point shots and hitting them at a higher 3-point rate. Not even Beasley, this season. So
but at the same time, Anthony Edwards is shooting 40% on 10 pull-up threes a game. Like Anthony Edwards is having an all-time shooting season.
No, he is going stupid.
Yeah,
and the fact that Intel didn't pick him is so crazy to me because he picked Derek White. Like I was just so confused because I was so convinced one of y'all would have said Garland, Poole, Maxey, LeVert, like some like high leverage player where like you're also breaking down the importance of when you make the shot.
Can I be honest for a second? Again, you guys know, like, first of all, Intel called me out. Like, so everybody's saying this fake beef.
He called you out.
Beef. I don't have any beef with Intel, right?
I don't understand that. Like,
it's the most one-sided beef ever in the world, right? Because he's like, I want to battle Hayes. And then when we actually in the battle, he was so friendly. It was like, okay, all right.
I know exactly what it is.
Hayes. He let you cook every time, bro.
No, hold on. Last year.
What's up?
Last year in the PCL. And this is why this shit is so funny to me because it just all happened out of nowhere. Hayes never had an issue with Intel. like Hayes never had an issue with Intel.
Yeah,
Intel never had an issue with Hayes. The only issue that Intel had with Hayes was when Hayes was in a battle with somebody else. I forgot who it was, but it was
Dion.
Like it's toward Dion. He said Hayes went on one of his Hayes rants in the middle of the round. And in the middle of that rant, I was watching live. That nigga said, I don't know who you took me for. I don't know you took me for Intel. But
is that where that started from?
I did say that. Okay,
that's what it was. It makes so much sense. So that's why he got beef.
Maybe I did start the beef there. But so the rant wasn't to knock Intel. It was just that was the last battle Dion was in.
Yeah.
I was like, you must have forgot who you showed up to battle. I'm not Intel.
Okay. But like now with that context, I get why he felt personal. But no disrespect, he didn't prove shit wrong. Like I watched the debate, and it's like for you to choose Derek White as your shooter when you're admitting that the types of like quality looks he gets are based off the gravity of two players better than him. Like I don't really respect that as much because to me, if we're taking Steph Curry out of it, what makes Steph Curry the best shooter is the efficiency, the types of shots, and also like him being the number one as a ball handler doing that. So to me, automatically, when you say like Jordan Poole or like some high leverage, high level 3-point shooters, the capability mixed with the type of shot matters to me. But then the fact that regardless of whatever the argument was, in the third round, he just sat there and let you cook. I'm like, listen, I don't like the format. I personally hate the format. To me, a debate should always be two, like no one cuts anyone off. You make your points. We vote on who had the better argument. But if you're going to do that, guess what? The people who have podcast experience, right? The people that understand how to yap, how to take the breath out of the microphone will do that to win. And that's it. And hey, like I saw Hayes thinking about, damn, how do I keep this going? Like I saw you up there doing that. Like, okay, I see the time. How do I make sure to leave him with a little bit on the clock so he cannot beat me? And you found a way. And he said nothing. Ron had to step in and be like, yo, MT, remember you can talk. He lets you cook.
Hey, bro, it got so bad that one round, Hayes was like, all right, Ron was like, Hayes, pause. MTEL, go ahead. Yeah. It was like, it's a back and forth round, but cool, go ahead and cook.
No, you're right. And that's one thing that I will say too, Gifted, that you make a great point of. I don't like the third round. I don't like that.
I do not like the third round.
Because let me tell you something, and this is exactly why I think the PC think they slick. They put me in a first round matchup with Riv. I got no issue with Riv at all. I actually fuck with him. I fuck with Pick a Side. But they did that just because they was like, all right, let's get two crash outs. Yeah. Two crash out debaters against each other. And then we'll give them a third round. And in that third round, they could just both go back and forth with mics cutting out and static and shit. That's why I don't like it. Like, if you give me a time limit, I can cook, get my shit off.
Yeah.
Go about my day. But if me and Riv going back and forth I'm not yelling back and forth with nobody no more. The last nigga I yelled back and forth with on this platform was Ticket. And I told them before I came on the show, I said, look, if we get in a screaming match, y'all know it is like, okay.
I went back and forth so much with Ticket, he got me like he didn't want to see me again. So,
but I can't. But yeah, no, you're right, Gifted too. The point about the topics, and that's another thing too that I found that's very interesting with the PCL is a lot of times some of the topics that we have are like my third topic is the best topic out of the.
I have a super unbalanced topic today for me to argue, and I'm gonna have to find a way.
Word. Yeah. So we this is a celebration for Gifted already. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't do that. Listen, what I never do, and Hayes knows this because all last year I did it, even though I had the utmost confidence I was gonna wax niggas. Right? I came in knowing that I can't come in here thinking that I'm just the biggest shit ever because that's how you get cooked. Because remember, I'm the guy who, as a 16 seed, if you don't know who I am, I'm not on the panel every day. So like you might think that I'm just like some third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck and I just can't really hoop. So I got to prove myself, right? So to me, it's like, for all I know, this man Renegade, he could be the most well-put-together, articulate ball knower. And because I took him not for real, I lose. And I don't ever want to lose because I didn't give it my all. So I never do that.
That's right.
We got to get to this though. The chill debate.
I'm ready for this.
The chill mic debate.
Can we talk about this? So listen.
Please talk about this.
Hayes, I just watched it before we came in here, and when I tell you, Ron deserves to be called out and put on the stretcher for how terrible he was as a moderator. Because I'm watching it and I'm seeing chill ad lib.
I love Ron,
bro.
He literally fell asleep that debate, bro.
It was awful. It was awful, bro. It was awful. It was bad,
bro.
This
is why I feel like, because you know what I'm saying, I met, me and Chill, we go way back. You know what I'm saying? That's my OG. Y'all pissing him off right now, Ron. Y'all pissing him off because ain't no way that Mars got Chill that riled up and we got that. Like ain't no way. And here's the thing, Mike was in here earlier. He had a chat somewhere in here. It got lost in the sauce like it always does. But still, he said something earlier about he think he won that shit. Now look, Mike. I'm gonna say this right now.
No, Mike cleared Chill.
Let me tell you two things. I'm gonna tell you two things. Mike brought it, right? I saw a lot of people in the chat saying things about camera not being on. He reading notes. You know what I'm saying? He looking at this, he looking at that. And to be completely honest with you, Chill could have went a little bit, like, a little bit harder at him. Like he could have, you know what I'm saying? That was my thoughts from listening and everything, because I was like, he had rebuttals, you know what I'm saying? He clearly was prepared. Now, was he reading from a script? The world may never know. And I think that's a problem. Like I genuinely think that's a problem.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just want to make sure. So, I'm sorry. Are you saying Chill won the debate because he lost?
No. What I'm saying is, Mike, because we don't know. It's up to the judges. We don't know.
We know. We know who won.
If they factor, he said we don't.
We know who. Like, listen, I watched it back word for word, and I'm sorry, but like in the first debate where it was Boston versus Cavs, who has the best starting five. When Mike brought up why the Cavs are the best starting five, he mentioned the winning. He compared Cleveland's offense versus Boston's. He mentioned how Boston will settle for a lot of threes. Cleveland has a more diverse approach. He was explaining why their offense was better. He was explaining why they had good defense because of Evan Mobley and having Allen being the two best bigs. And then all Chill did from the first round was spam playoffs in which Porzingis wasn't healthy for a lot of the run. So it doesn't really mean as much. And even if I'm giving you reputation, Chill said nothing about Garland and Mitchell being weaker links. I don't know about y'all, but
I mean, that's the part that's just the thing that was weird to me was Chill doubling. He's tripled down at this point on the Maxey and Harden conversation. That was
crazy. That was crazy. Like, bro, you cannot say Tyrese Maxey is a better playmaker than James Harden. Yeah. You cannot say he's you can't say he's a better isolation player when James Harden leads the league in isolation. Like, you just can't say these things. There's better ways to make arguments. And that's why, for me, if we put the glaze aside or whatever, you just evaluate what they said, Chill did not make enough logical, rational points to win the debate. He did not. Mike was making better points than Chill. And on top of it, he was getting cut off. There is a point in the first debate where there's 25 seconds left on the clock. Chill hops into the third round. Ron is up there asleep, not paying attention, resets the clock to 3 minutes, and robs Mike of his final 25 seconds. Bro, that's awful.
He have even used that shit? Because I saw in the first one, he literally didn't even take his last 35 seconds.
But it doesn't matter because you have to give them the opportunity to do so.
I will say,
he didn't get the opportunity.
In context to Chill, it would matter if in the first round he had that opportunity and Chill asked him, are you not going to use your last remaining seconds? He said no. So Chill probably was like, all right, nigga, well, fuck it. I'm going to follow the rules. Like, that's how Chill is. I'm just saying. Like,
no, I get that. But my point is, as a moderator, like, that should not happen.
No,
Ron should be asking him every time, are you done? Are you done? Are you done? Yeah. Or at least let him fill in the dead air. It was 25 on the clock. Chill literally came in and started talking as if he expected him to be done. And then Ron, instead of speaking up for him and saying, hang on, Chill, he has 25 seconds, Ron reset the damn timer to the third round. That was so criminal to me. That was criminal. So no, I think Chill lost that one, bro.
Started getting some text messages from some snow bunnies at the end of that.
That was bad, dog.
Damn, bro.
Yeah,
he was busy. But
then I don't know if y'all realize it or not, but in the Jordan battle, he reset the 3-minute clock in the third round. Once they had
you seen that? Yes,
yes, bro.
Yes, they did.
Two third rounds.
That was awful. Like, listen, and like, I mean this seriously. Like, I don't want people to be trolling with the El host shit. That was legitimately bad. He did a bad job, and it's okay to highlight that so he can improve. Because for a challenge that's worth $5,000, you don't want to see shit like that, bro. Yeah. That's not professional. Like I feel like we got to keep it a ban on that.
Mike, I do want to say this to you right now. If we cross paths, I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart, I am not Chill, nigga. I'm not Chill Town.
You gonna make basketball points?
And I'm just gonna say that I need you to know that with a passion. Like Chill spared you a lot, my nigga. A lot. And I don't even think he did it on purpose. I will not spare you, my dog. I don't give a fuck.
Hey, listen. Mike's right now riding his high, and he should. Right?
I'm not mad at Mike. Mike should be riding his high.
He deserves to take that victory lap.
But listen, we got to see these judges though, because I swear to God, if it come back next week and somehow Chill won, nah, bro. No. There's no argument to me. If you watch it back the same way I did, Mike's the one who got hold the most moderator wise and still made better points. Hey, bro, I don't know.
You're right.
Yeah. But who impressed y'all the most so far in the debates that have happened?
I got to be honest. The Swiper debate was a really good one.
That was a dope. That was a really good technical debate. That's what that was.
Yeah, man. I heard so like I'll say this. What killed me about it, though, is like Duke was doing his thing. But then when it got to like the second topic where like he tried to argue Sabonis versus, I think, Jaren Jackson, he spent too much time trying to hype up Sabonis' defense. We know that moves nobody. So he was losing points there. And then he flat out began lying in the third. So I had to take points off. But in terms of the first debate he had versus Swiper, that was mad competitive. I like the points a lot.
Hey, shout out Jordan too. That shit was tough.
I missed that one. Yeah.
It was good. You gotta go watch that one. That was really good.
Yeah, Jordan. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I wasn't familiar with this game. I thought Jordan was gonna get washed, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Really? Okay.
Nah, Jordan.
Listen, but I haven't talked to Jordan. Like me and Jordan have only done a 20-minute joint before this.
Oh, word. Okay.
And we were kind of. It was more like shooting the shit. It wasn't like we had a really integrated basketball conversation. But Jordan came prepared. But I tell you what, the nerd sesh guys, they know they shit. You know what is so interesting about a debate though, and I was watching this because I went back and watched some of them too. The nerd sesh guys are just good guys, and I don't know how far just good guys can go in a debate.
I haven't seen it yet. Yeah,
they got to come with some more fire
for sure. I definitely want to watch them. I saw bits and pieces, but like the whole, like I'm doing this thing, Hayes, where after every day is done, I recap all of the debates. I watch it word for word. I pause. I give my personal score just to like evaluate how it's going. So that's why I'm saying when I tell you I watched the entire shit, I was rewinding the chill shit and I was looking at every point. I was cross-examining it with me in the chat. We were like, yeah, no, like this sounds good, but you never mentioned anything. And I'm not a guy, and I hope the judges have this same overall mindset. I'm not giving you shit in a debate. How I view it is if you are a real debater, it's like a casual person who don't know basketball and you're breaking down a game to them. I'm not giving you bail that, well, we all know Garland and Mitchell aren't great defenders. No, you got to point that out and attack it. If you're not saying that point, that's a weakness in your debate to me. And he never once said anything that was anti-Cleveland outside of, well, they haven't done before. Yeah, that's fine. But you can say the same thing for Boston the year they won when everyone was saying Denver had the best starting five. And then after they lost in the playoffs, I think versus Minnesota, and then Boston won, they were saying Boston is the clear best team. So I need more than that.
My only pushback, the main pushback I would have had towards Cleveland is you do want to mention the playoff success. You don't want to overdo the playoff success with Boston. You do want to mention the three-point attempts, but if you're going to overdo it, you need to make sure that you are bringing in the right context. Like the shit that I got on Boston this year and I got shit on them from this year and last year in my debate.
And that's why Mike wanted me, because Mike was focused more on the, like, see, I think the real thing that's also a slight problem is these questions are so open. Like, if I want to interpret this as right now is last year plus this year, I can do that. If I want to say right now is only this year, I can do that. If I want to be super technical and say these last 25 games, I can do that. But to me, it's a matter of you voicing that early and standing all your points on that. Then, okay, I can buy into that.
Yeah.
It's fab.
Yeah.
But all right, Gifty, you up today?
Tonight, my brother.
Yes, I'm up today at like 7:30. So I'm next. Also, shout out to Amazon because it broke. I ordered it, same day shipping. It might be coming in before my debate. So like we'll see.
Hey,
we hope.
Go.
Yeah,
we hope.
Listen, hey, look, if you live in the city with the Amazon distribution center, you can get shit the same day, bro.
Yes,
like, real talk.
Yeah, you live it.
I do. So like, I'm waiting. We're gonna see. We're gonna see for sure.
Here go Ron in the chat.
That's what I'm saying. Mars and Ron in here instigating this shit.
No, Ron, respectfully, you asking me if I'm about to get cooked. You are getting cooked as a moderator. You did not moderate well, Ron. I'm being so serious. Like, everyone is trolling and saying, L host, you legitimately did a terrible job. And if you are willing, we can do a stream where we break down what you did wrong as a host. Respectfully.
This nigga said, I am willing
said, do you want to review the tape?
Respectfully. That was not a good job yesterday, Ron. I'm sorry. And I fuck with you. Great energy, great guy, but we got to keep it a buck. You could have did better, bro.
If y'all, for all my wrestling fans out there, that man said, we're gonna bring you on for it. This is your life segment. And we break down every single element and what we can do better. We're gonna give you a compliment sandwich and all that shit. Gifted
Ron said, just wait, there's more. Nah, don't troll with this, Ron. Be dead ass. Don't say, don't wait, just wait. There's more mistakes I'm gonna make. Don't do that.
Just
Don't
wait.
do
There's
that.
more. Y'all, you think I fucked up the other night? Wait till you see tonight.
Nah, that's crazy.
All jokes aside, man. PCL, looking forward to it, man. We'll see who gets and moves on. I do got some beef with PCL as well, but you know, we ain't got enough time for me to get into what my beef is with it. We'll get into that next time. So that's all I'll say.
Word up, good stream. We'll catch y'all next Tuesday, y'all.
Good luck, definitely catch y'all next Tuesday. Y'all make sure you're staying tuned here. PCL's going live here in 2 minutes, man. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in from the logo. Peace, y'all.
Peace, y'all.